The origin story of the Legatum Center at MIT is very closely linked to the founding of Legatum itself. We put a mission at the core of the business, and the mission was to develop the capital and the ideas that would help other people prosper.
So our goal with the Legatum Center from the very beginning was, could we attract the world's most promising young budding entrepreneurs, bring them to MIT, give them an opportunity to improve their skills, network, but also leave MIT with a passion for expressing their talent. We figured they are a cohort of leaders. They're already leaders, they're future leaders, they'll lead businesses, they may even lead their nations. So if during the limited amount of time that we have them at the Legatum Center, we can help them express their life's personal mission, we can help them advance the mission of prosperity, that's a job well done, it's worth doing.
I think before the Legatum Center, certainly the common narrative was this idea that doing well was on one side, business was on one side, and philanthropy and doing good was on this other side. And I think the Legatum Center actually sits at a unique intersection of those two things, that you can do well by doing good. And venture capital, particularly venture capital in the developing world, was extremely scarce 15 years ago when the center has gotten established. And I think the Legatum Center has played a key role over the last 15 years in helping justify the growth of venture capital in many of these countries, of saying, well, these are great opportunities to actually fund great entrepreneurs and great businesses that are actually going to go on and have a huge social impact as well.
As an undergrad, and particularly as sophomore, having the chance to meet experienced fellows, like the Foundry Fellows, connecting with other fellows, other students, MBA students who are working on awesome ventures in emerging markets, has been a truly rewarding experience, one that I don't think a lot of words can express how grateful I am for that. It's not just the class and, we came to Kenya and had a lot of fun, but it's just the connections we built, I call them family. And so I thank the Legatum staff, the funders, those who are making this whole program possible, because if not for them, we wouldn't be here in the first place.
I think 15 years ago, not enough people were talking about entrepreneurship and innovation as a way to achieve the kind of development goals that we wanted. And I think the Legatum Group really had the foresight to partner with Iqbal Qadir in establishing this center, and at a university like MIT that likes to solve complex challenges, but also that is dedicated to doing that through entrepreneurship and innovation as a pathway.
If you go to any university in the United States, you will see there are centers for entrepreneurship or courses for entrepreneurship. And if you ask the same universities, what is it they have for developing countries, they usually will say, we have some policy research. I grew up in a developing country in Bangladesh, and I came to college in the United States. And the first 20 years, what was really very obvious, but somehow the world was not thinking that way, was that the United States and other developed countries were built up by entrepreneurs.
The Legatum Center is a unique institution that exists between thousands of other opportunities and institutions that exist within the MIT ecosystem. Through this organization, through this fellowship, I think it's a great service that we do to the world by allowing future leaders like us to grow, to learn and excel through various opportunities that are opened up by funding like these. So extremely grateful and hope to see Center continue doing well over the years.
So I think the grand vision of the Centre from when it was founded through the last 15 years has really been to support and amplify the ambitions of entrepreneurs who are trying to start high growth potential, high impact businesses in global growth markets. And you might say, why do we need a centre that specifically is focused on those entrepreneurs and those particular markets? And I think it's because entrepreneurship is always a challenge. It requires incredible passion and commitment. But when you're trying to start businesses that solve really significant global problems in growth markets, I think we need to build a stronger community. We need to give those students and those aspiring entrepreneurs all kinds of support systems, additional resources, and insights and mentors and role models. And I think that it was incredibly important for us to build out that more global community who really understood those sorts of markets.
The need for the centre today is perhaps no less than it was 15 years ago. And so my hope is that the centre can continue to go from strength to strength, and that we can continue finding ways of supporting the great work that the centre is doing.
The partnership between ICBEL and the Legatum Group was really something that was ahead of the curve. We're now seeing fellows from the Foundry Fellowship invest in student fellows. So I think our community is growing bigger and a lot more influential.
I also want to take this opportunity to thank the Legatum partners for the contribution and the support they gave to the center over the last 15 years. Participants in the Legatum program, the fellowship holders, will join more than 120,000 living alumni of MIT. And we should think about what the origin of this institution was and why that group of people continue to be so important in the countries in which they live, not just in the United States. MIT was established in 1861, and wherever you look in American history since 1861, you look deeply and closely, you will find our alumni there making a contribution. And that continues to this day. We have, as one president of MIT was fond to say, we have and we operate at MIT with the idea that the frontier is endless.